This is a Chinese news report about Afghanistan, specifically about how China could cash in after the U.S. troop withdrawal. Some believe Beijing has big plans for Afghanistan and is eager to take advantage of the $2.25 trillion the U.S. spent on the country before leaving. Talks are reportedly underway for Afghanistan to join the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, and the Taliban have started calling China their welcome friend. But with Afghanistan facing a likely civil war, will China take the chance on what could be a very unstable situation? As the Taliban take more and more territory, Afghans fear what is coming. One thing almost no one is expecting for the nation is peace and stability. And that's why China expert Yan Sun is skeptical about reports China is about to go big into Afghanistan.
So I would say that the Chinese at the current moment sees Afghanistan more as a problem rather than an opportunity. The Chinese have a very sober understanding about what Afghanistan will become after the U.S. withdrawal. And I would say that although there are some minority views in China saying that, well, this could be an opportunity for China, the overwhelming mainstream view is that the security situation in the country is going to deteriorate.
But even if Afghanistan does not become a Chinese satellite, there are plenty of other ways for it to again be a problem for the United States and the world. Experts fear that after 20 years of U.S. military involvement in Afghanistan and all but wiping out al-Qaeda and the Taliban in the early 2000s, the nation will again become a base for terrorists. Max Boot at the Council on Foreign Relations calls Joe Biden's announced withdrawal from Afghanistan this year a big mistake.
I think the future for Afghanistan is pretty grim because the Taliban now have zero incentive to make any concessions at the negotiating table. So there's going to be a real issue with ungoverned territory where this could once again become a training ground for international terrorists.
This map shows that more than half of the country has already fallen or could soon fall to Taliban forces, who have begun instituting Sharia law in the provinces they rule. With Bagram Airfield already shut down and looted, and neighboring nations unlikely to accept a new U.S. base, should the U.S. ever need to return to Afghanistan, its forces will be far away.
Now, American firepower will be at least 8 hours away, stationed in the Persian Gulf, probably in bases in places like Qatar.
And even if Afghanistan somehow does not become a base for terrorism again, under Taliban rule, it would likely become a human rights nightmare for the world, as women and non-Muslims would face persecution and death. This is video from a few weeks ago showing a Taliban fighter beating an Afghan woman for having a romantic relationship.
At the end of the day, when we fully withdraw, the devastation and the killings and women, humanitarian crisis, fleeing across the border into Pakistan, President Biden's going to own these ugly images.
When Biden was asked by a reporter recently about the problems facing Afghanistan, he answered,
I want to talk about happy things, man.
But there are few Afghans outside of the Taliban who are happy about the future they face. And the world is not likely to be happy with what Afghanistan is about to become. Dale Hurd, CBN News.